Ladies and gentlemen, Hard Nose Derby Podcast. Thank you, Indonesia.
And Chile.
Honduras.
And Russia. We got them all covered. Don't know if it's because of Austin.
Ethiopia. They don't have water, but they've got hard nose.
Yes, they do. So that means they've got internet of some sort over there.
The shit's insane.
Yes.
Like, we just read off that list. I'm going to go ahead and take a little time. We're going to talk about this for a minute. This shit has already gained more traction than I ever thought it would. This is from the two dipshits that took it over after Dakota decided he didn't want to do it no more.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I say that, I wholeheartedly mean that. Like, just two dumbasses sitting in a fucking basement at a pool table with some bullshit microphones in front of them has hit 4 pages worth of fucking countries.
We actually started with one bullshit microphone.
And a
in the middle of
laptop.
Commandeered from my daughter.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
I mean, in lack of a better terms, that shit's unreal.
And it's all because of the people.
Yeah. Why the fuck do they want to listen to us?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
Sometimes we do know a little what we're talking about, and
there was a lot. Yeah,
but we do have some kick-ass guests.
We do.
With us,
that helps
you know.
a lot. I do know that social media exposure has had a lot to do with it.
A lot.
Fucking like 700 new followers since Austin Schaefer made his name.
That video.
It was almost at 200,000 whenever I looked at it the other day.
The video itself that I posted of Austin has got 191,000 views. And just like you said last week, that's not pertaining to TikToks.
No.
Snapchats.
No.
It's pretty cool when you can see all these banger guys getting on here talking shit.
I love it. Okay,
and nothing against the banger dudes because them motherfuckers have way too many screws loose to do what they do in those cars.
Because I'm pretty sure somebody dies every time they do
Every time.
So back to these numbers things again. Like, it's fucking crazy to me. In India, we have over 35 downloads. Just, why? I don't get it.
Don't know.
I mean, that's fucking crazy to me.
I guess we're starting popularity in India. I would have never thought it.
No. I mean, Indonesia, fucking 10 downloads. Like, come on. There's got to be a glitch in the Matrix because nobody in Indonesia is over there like, hey, you know Steven Adams? It's this dumb fuck from the States that talks about derbies.
I'm thinking Neo's doing his Superman bullshit flying through and he's just messing everything up. But, like we said, our editor does we just sit here and bullshit. We talk about what we want to talk about. Our editor does all the stuff. The platform change was probably a lot of it.
Not just that.
And then the killer kick-ass guests we get.
Right. Well, and it helped so much after we finally found what we wanted to be about. Not saying we didn't have Derby as the sole heart of this thing from the start, but it was really a gear changer whenever we finally said, fuck it.
Yes. Be ourselves.
And jumped into talking how we wanted to, letting the people talk how they wanted to. It made it easier. It didn't feel scripted after that.
It didn't feel stressed. You weren't able to get on with us, but I got on. Old Buds had us get on.
Yeah.
They had us get on. And that was the major thing that I told them is, the first 10 episodes, everything, it just never felt good. The flow wasn't good. Everything, you were thinking too
working,
much.
Like, I mean,
but when you try to not be yourself, that makes a major change.
When you're sitting there for 30 or 45 minutes before you start recording and you're talking about what you're going to talk about, fuck that. I'm out. lame-o.
I think your little your work trip this spring, hooking up with some Canada guys.
Yes, that was cool spot.
Yep, it's really gaining traction in Canada. Yep. Illinois after Spring X blew up, and Pennsylvania.
That's weird to me still, but hey.
Well, I know Jason Sauer has a podcast now as well. I think it's called Money on the Table.
Yeah.
We followed him. He followed us.
Yep.
So I'm thinking maybe there's some stuff going on over there in the Open Nation.
I just want to make sure that everybody knows that we're not trying to compete.
Oh, no.
We want to make sure that we're not, that we're not. I don't want anybody to think we're putting anybody out.
Oh, no.
Fuck, go listen to that shit.
Yes.
We can only give you so much time.
Yeah.
You have 6 other days that you can dedicate that hour and a half to. Or, if you're like me, where this new job of mine, driving a sprayer, man, I have been fucking up some podcasts. Dude, you can only listen to the same song so many times.
Yep.
And I've tried it. I've switched stations and all that shit. But finally, I'm thirsty for knowledge. Yeah. How about that? Let's go with that.
Like the old buds, talking to them guys that they do some derby, a little.
Well,
but
I started listening to them. I skipped over your episode because I wanted to be able to listen to it all at once, and it's one of their longer ones.
Yes.
So I'm gonna come back to that this week because I actually messaged Bill the other day, and I was like, "Hey, I'm catching up on old Bud. Quit talking about underwear fags." But their shit's gonna make it, and it'll work because of how goofy those fuckers are.
Yeah,
and they're just do not give a fuck personality whenever it comes to what they're talking about, because they're reaching everything from the side by side world to truck and tractor pulls, and derbies, and
what's that side by side world is blowing up.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. They can dedicate all their time to that and still not make it all the way around it.
Correct.
Which I think they were doing some on location shit this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they were Pikes Off-Road or something there. Yeah. I think everybody and their fucking dog that wasn't at a derby or something was there this weekend, cutting it up and whatever.
But what they're doing is cool. Make sure if you like listening to dumbasses talk, jump over there.
Oh, yeah.
Old Bud.
Yep. I know they push us pretty good, and they're buddies. We're going to do the same. So
well, and I don't want people to fuck, they're just on here, the advertisements and pushing stuff. Well, give us a little bit of time at the beginning of these to tell you about what's going on elsewhere. Because hell, it might be something that interests you.
Yes. And
if it doesn't, just hit that forward 10-second button.
Did you? I know you've seen the post around. You've probably got them on Snapchats and TikToks. There's a picture of Shia LaBeouf watching watching a movie screen, and it says, "My face when I see my homies doing good."
Yeah,
and that's what it is, man. I mean, I don't care if you want to be the best at cross dressing, and you're a buddy of mine. I don't care. I want you to succeed. Correct. What you do on your time, that's one thing, but I want to see my friends do well at whatever they try.
Succeed. And that's where we've talked about this before, too, where I had trouble holding emotions in whenever we were promoting, and I was on the dirt, one of my buddies and shit was winning, man. It was taking every fucking fiber of my being not to run out there on the track and
have a microphone in front of you.
Yeah.
That's why I switched it off a lot. So I could say what I wanted to and kind of holler a little bit without the other 2,500 people knowing what I was saying or what I was thinking.
But I mean, where I was at, standing out down there on the dirt, you're in the middle of the.
Oh yeah.
You're the center of attraction.
Yep.
So, it was just tough because we try to be supportive of everybody, and we've said that. There's a few people that I give shit to, and I'm like, hey, fuck you. But
yeah.
You're going to have that on your bigger jobs. Sometimes they can't read the post, so.
But what we have figured out is in this sport, we have gained so many friends.
Oh, yeah.
That we consider close friends. We consider buddies.
And I know people think I'm being rude, and I'm trying not to. I'm really not. Like, whenever you come up to me, and you're like, "Hey, Steven," and I'm like, "Hi, buddy, what's up?"
I ain't got a fucking clue who you are, but tell us a name.
Yeah, like, it does not bother me, though.
Correct.
Like, come on up. But if you want to make it less awkward, lead with your name.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to have a bunch of smart-ass friends. Whenever they'll be like, "Hey, you know."
Yeah, we're used to smart asses.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we are them as ourselves, you know, too. So
because we'll be rolling through Walmart. I mean, and my wife and I'll be shopping, and somebody will be like, "Oh, goddamn, that episode you all had out last week, that shit was fucking hilarious." And I'm like, "Thanks, thanks, my guy." You know,
thanks, dude. But yeah,
you know what, partner? I appreciate that.
And I mean, that's all you can say is thanks, bud.
Yeah,
you know, you don't got a clue.
But hey, don't stop doing it because I enjoy the shit out of it.
No,
I mean, if anybody that knows me knows I like to fucking talk. So stop in. I'll bug the fuck out of you for a minute, and we can both go about our day.
That's right. We left off at Austin Shop.
Yep.
Everybody got to see the aftermath of when the two cars were pulled apart. He broke everything.
Everything.
Did you get the Snapchat of the horns?
Yeah.
Oh my God. We thought it just been in kind of the one normal spot, but no, it bent everywhere.
Yeah. You caught some shit on those pictures.
Well,
just take those off your laptop.
No, I had that on my. You know what? They fuck off. I've got an iPhone 11. I think
it was his walkie-talkie.
It was my beeper.
He took it off his fucking chirp phone.
It was probably the glare off my head into my phone. But I didn't want to get in there too far. If
that was cheated, then he's doing it wrong.
Way wrong.
So you probably should have taken something. Don't do this. This is what you don't do.
Yeah, it was woo.
He fucking sent me a snap yesterday. Gently used hood. And it looked like a fucking recliner.
It did. It had legs to it. But the big ass podcast stickers were still.
Fuck yeah!
Still
I told him, I was like, that
rolling.
bitch needs to go on the wall.
Yeah.
Of his house.
What some people didn't see, we did talk to him before he he said he's got that 3/8 bumper that he built, a pointy. I didn't zoom in on it. It actually indented it by what? 1.5 or 2 inches. And it's not like it was in the middle of it. It was on a seam where everything goes, and it decided that it was just going to go in along with everything else.
Right.
That went in, out, sideways, up, down. I feel like if we tried to explain everything, it would be like a Nintendo cheat code.
Left, right, down, up, square, X, R2, L1. Left, right.
Infinite life. But yeah, it's just cool as shit. You know, somebody right down the road is complete viral.
Yeah.
You know, video. We did get to talk earlier last week. We kind of broke it down a little bit on the Spring X side, but we didn't go all the way into it. When you have the caliber of drivers as that were there, whether it's the Schaffners, the Whitakers, the Lemonagers, Levi Harris, and that's just in the 4v4 side. And you throw in Chad Hurd and Justin Lane and them guys in the compacts.
Dude, the shit was wild. Everybody knows that it was fucking wild. I'm not going to spend a whole shitload of time talking about it again, just because I feel like we're kind of beating a dead dog. But they're like anybody that knows whenever we go back and we highlight these, 90% of the time you can go back and watch this stuff.
Yes.
Like like right now, get on
derbytees.tv.
And you can order that bitch. And you can see these hits that we're talking about. You can, because I got to thinking, I'm not one to try to monopolize shit, but whenever we try to dig for those snippets and shit like that, it's such a pain in the ass for us to find all that, post links.
Yes.
At that point, we're looking at having to give people fucking credit, you know, and shit. So it's almost easier just to be like, hey, take $30.
Well, I think they have a thing now on derbytees.tv. You can do a monthly subscription. So I believe you are actually able to go back and watch all those older ones and not have to just rent that one. Right. Now, that subscription does a little bit different. You've got, I think it's $34.99 a month, because we actually looked into it, and you can go in and watch all the Derby Build episodes, and you can watch prior ones from Derby Tees.
I'm just telling you all, if that's something you're interested in, I'd go check it out, because I guarantee you fuckers are wasting $34.99 on other shit.
Dumber shit.
Guaranteed.
That makes you wake up with a real big fucking hangover the next day.
Actually, hold on now, Derek. Hold on. Hold it. Because they're going to they're going to need some of those beverages while they're watching.
Yeah, you can. You can. Other than the viral Austin hit, Team EPR, we did speak on them a little bit last week. That team was a little bit different look than they had last year. They added Todd Mayberry, had Austin Knorr, and had Adam and Craig. So the three of the four were what we actually watched last year as well, and we were watching Austin Knorr do dumb shit in an Imperial. Adam did tell us, if you guys have never heard of Austin Knorr, you will after this year.
He was not wrong.
He did it last year, and then he was doing it this year. We did speak. All the big team stuff, whether it's Blizzard Bash, whether it's the T-Bone, Spring X, the C's part, the lines have been drawn in the sand, and they work off ends, usually meet in the middle when it's that time. Austin was kind of the gatekeeper. Somebody would come down.
Until he got bored.
Somebody was coming down to maybe try to play around, and Austin was making sure that wouldn't happen. So Austin would lay a monster shot, and the guy would get smart. He'd go to the other end of the track, and he was like, oh, fuck that idea. And then you were correct. Then he got bored. So he started sending it from one end to the other. Those videos haven't popped up, like Austin's deal. See, there's the Austins.
Yep.
Schaefer's bone stock hit. Now you're talking.
You knew that shit was going to steal some thunder.
I did. Like I said, I had no clue when that video was posted what it was going to do. It was seriously, I was
fucking hoping for it.
It happened. It did happen. But man, those guys, they run in that wire class. They run so hard, but smart.
Yes. Do we want to skip forward a little bit here and try to get maybe somebody on the line?
Yeah, let's just get them on the line. Be right back with you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally got the man, the myth, the motherfucking legend on with us. 1/4 of Team EPR at Spring Explosion, Mr. Austin Knorr. What is up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, man?
So, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Adam said that you weren't a noticeable name But after Spring X, everybody's going to know who you are. I think you lived up to that.
Well, I don't know about that. Nobody notices the hard hitter hardly, you know. They just see the teams that win, you know. I don't know.
Well, those people are not watching what we're watching.
No. The unfortunate bastards on the other end of that, on the receiving end of those hits, I guarantee they are feeling that shit for a couple days.
Yeah, and if any of them guys are listening, I'm sorry. They just shouldn't have had their nose pointed out, you know?
No, you're not. Don't give me that shit.
I don't know who they are. I was like, as long as I don't know them on a personal level, yep, fuck this guy, you know? That's just how it works, you know?
No wonder you and Adam kicked it off so well.
Well, I figured the frame already started dropping out in the bottom of the car a little bit, and we wired the shit out of it. We were like, yeah, it's probably just going to keep on going. And, you know, I don't have the car or the patience to sit there and, you know, bump and grind enough to make it to the end. So I'm like, I'm going to go out there and, you know, ruin someone's day. And I think I did a couple. So.
Yes, sir,
we definitely watched you because it was almost a gatekeeper situation. You were down there working, you know, and it just looked, every time somebody would come that way, you were stroking, and then all of a sudden it looked like a switch flipped, and it was like, oh, he's bored.
Yeah, dude, it's like I'm a county fair kind of guy, you know what I mean? Like just pure chaos for about 15 minutes and it's over, you know? That's like, I love that shit. But when it comes to the big shows, I think I just don't have the patience to make it down there to the end, and it gets bored, you know? Like, that's the first time ever my clutch leg has gotten sore, you know? Like, in the middle of it, I'm like, yeah, I got to stop this, you know?
Well, Austin, you guys, right when we started this deal, we got Adam on, and that's when he told us, you know, that you were actually on his team, on Team EPR last year. After seeing what you did last year, you know, you broke a shifter, I think, completely off the transmission, and you were shifting it on the linkage itself, and still made it as far as you did. Was that kind of a stepping stone where, okay, now I'm in, now let's fucking go?
Yeah, I missed that last part. What did you say?
Since you did what you did last year, you know, being the first time running with EPR, this year, did it come a little bit easier for you? Just say, okay, now it's fucking go time.
Yeah, I was still a little nervous because I tried something different. Like, I usually use a cable for my clutch to pull my clutch back, just something mechanical and simple. And it actually screwed me last year, and I had problems between shifter, clutch, you know, the clutch fork, me pulling it out with my old style mechanical cable pulling the throw bearing and the clutch. You know, I had problems all last year, so I tried a slave cylinder this year. Well, dude, the way that I had it set up, I kind of screwed myself there during the heat. I didn't have enough throw, so as soon as it warmed up, then I couldn't get the thing into gear. Well, then come the Conti, I moved it in to where I had more throw, and then I actually kicked the line off of the master cylinder, and I lost all the fluid. And then me being pissed off and rammy jammy, I shoved the shifter into I broke the shifter again. Just pure me being pissed off. And that's what happened to me in the Conti. And then come the feature, is like, well, I have nothing left to lose. You know, here, I got it figured out now, but I'd hate to do it. You know, I should have had it figured out before. I was confident, but at the same time, I don't know. It was kind of nerve-wracking still, being a big derby.
Well, it didn't look like that from where we were at.
Well, dude, I was showing Josh Delar was the head official, like, right in front of me, right? He was standing on the wall, and I'm like, dude, look at my legs. Like, dude, I had to put my car in neutral before the feature because, dude, there is no way I was holding the clutch in, you know, like, dude, I get nervous every single Derby. I don't care how many Derbies I've been in. Every single Derby, I'm a nervous wreck.
That's what everybody says, and I'm not shitting you. We've had everybody that we've had on here has said the same thing. If you don't get nervous before you pull into that arena, then you are not doing this sport the way it should be done anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, dude, I get it every single time. My legs are shaking. I'm not even thinking about anything, you know? Like, I don't even know what's going on. I just wait to see that green flag and just see which way this dude next to me is going to where I can get my nose out there. But
well, shit, that sounds like how I've made it through my whole life. I never know what the fuck's going on. I just go with
it. Well, yeah. Austin, man, how did you get started in this sport that we all love so much?
So, my dad used to derby back in the day, and he was a wagon guy. And he worked a lot. He worked pretty much 2 jobs when we were younger, and because he had quit derbying. Well, he had 2 wagons at the time, and one was built, and it had just been sitting there for years, probably 4 or 5 years. And I think I was probably 12 at the time. But we wanted him to run. Yeah, it was probably in 2000 or 2001, and we wanted him to run. And he was like, well, if you boys go down there and you weld up the doors on this other one and you guys complete the car for me, you know, I'll run again. And so learned how to weld doors with this little snap-on welder he had. And so he ran that derby, and we were just hooked from then on. So then we just started scrapping. As young kids, we'd start scrapping, and that was our derby fund. And, you know, along come this guy had a Chrysler, and my dad had never run Chryslers. He ran one subframe Imperial before, but it's a little different from nowadays, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I ran this Chrysler, and, dude, I loved them. Them things were awesome. The 360 that was in it is what I ran. It had been sitting there for like 17 years. You know, we just threw some ATF down in the car, ran the shit out of it, and so I think I started that would have been 2003, and I ran the county fairs, a couple of them, and then started to get a little bit more competitive. I got my ass whooped just like, you know, anybody else starting off.
Well, that just
there were
happens
some big
when you
name
start
county
off.
fair guys that would just whoop my ass every time I went out there. But yeah, I just started getting more competitive, and now I'm here, you know. That's about it, man.
Brother, man, here's what I'm going to tell you. Now you are here, I promise you.
Yeah, you've made a name for yourself these last couple of years.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick to the county fairs though. That's where I like it. You know, I could run one car, you know, throughout the year. Whenever it's done, it's done. It's a little different from like when I first started. When I first started, shit, I could have the same car for 2 or 3 years. You know, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Rodney Webb Promotions back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like as long as they can't see anything in the frame in the car, you're good to go. There wasn't no scope or nothing like that, you know. So it was a cheater's world back then. And you could run the same car for 3-4 years. And I didn't catch on to that until probably, you know, year 2 or 3. But, yeah.
Well, man, I know that, you know, when I was talking to Adam, not even on air, that he wanted you on the team last year, and he kind of, you know, told me about you, and he said it sucked running against you, you know, when at those county fair shows and shit, and he was like, man, why don't we just get him on the team, and then we don't have to worry about competing against him, because that just,
yeah,
you know.
So, yeah, and the county fairs, they're up until pretty much last year. You know, like I've known them guys, and I know Adam and all the guys that hang around, you know. Way cool guys. But when it comes to when it come to derbying, there'd always be at least 2 or 3 of them. And I always just run by myself. I used to have a cousin that run around with me every once in a while. But, dude, I'd be, me on my own. And, it was great to me, just because I don't know anybody. I could hurt anybody's feelings I want to. And, there's not going to be any drama, But, I decided to run the team with them this past year, and it's fun. It's been fun.
Well, I think you've got pretty good damn teammates, dude. I don't know if it's something that you're going to want to keep doing, but I am going to ask you. You've got quite a bit of card left from Spring X.
Oh no,
was it toast?
That thing is done.
Was it? Damn it.
No, it looked decent. So I started looking at it. It bent, like right behind the bumper. It bent. It bent at the shocks. It bent at the firewall. There's 4 spots there under the car. It just, it's tore up.
Well, I was thinking maybe hoping to see that thing in Danville or something, because I know Adam mentioned that night.
No, you can only add 2 patches, and I actually I called Josh DeLar, and I'm like, by 2 patches you mean 12, right? I hit pretty hard there at Spring X, and I think I should have 10 more than everybody else, But I was actually going to start cutting it up today, but.
Well, I was going to say you couldn't have done it yesterday because I think you had a fishing tournament. That turned out okay, though?
Yeah, dude. So, my partner actually showed up at my house about an hour late, and we didn't even enter the tournament. We just went fishing. But it was still eventful because we got hailed on while we were fishing. This never happened to me ever.
So you got hailed on fishing. We got sleeted, snowed, and rained on last weekend.
Yeah.
Well, man, like you, most of the guys, they start with, their dad or uncles or cousins or something like that, somebody in the family. Did you pick your number the same way?
Well, so my dad was 21, right? And I wanted to be 21 too. So it's not 212, it's 21 too.
Okay. Dude, you've got through probably a pretty strenuous build. Probably took you most of the winter, if I'm going to guess, or at least really early spring. Do you got something set aside for the summer to go just full send that bitch?
No, I don't have anything. I don't have the time, to have another one just laying around. And I just actually last year was my first time running anything mod wire, because I'm more of I've always been modified type of guy. And I'm like, you know what? If I can run an Imperial in a mod wire, that should be similar in a way to my mod car, you know. It'd be at least a little bit closer. And so I haven't even built any type of new style, anything for the county fairs. I'll probably be just sitting this one out, spending time with the fam,
Oh, yeah, because you probably didn't spend much of the winter with them.
No. And, rules get put out in, December. And, between kids' sports and everything going on, spending family time. I do a little side business. I got a plasma table, so I cut people parts out. And everything just gets pretty overwhelming. I'll probably just sit out this year,
Dude, completely understandable. I'm just hoping we're still going to see you next spring, because it's awesome to watch you run. I kept saying that you are like I'm going to say this, like a patient crackhead. You're full send, but there was no wasted shots. No stupid door shots, in the passenger door wide open. Every shot counted. And then you just had the patience. You wouldn't get crazy. You back up and you would wait for that opportunity again, and then it was just the same thing.
Yeah, I can't bring myself, because I've always been a welder fabricator by trade, right?
Okay.
And I just cannot bring myself to hit somebody in the cage.
We see that
I know what
that's
going to do to my car. That's like, I've never rolled a car, but because I've never hit somebody in the cage.
Correct.
Well, hard, I guess, not that hard.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for some place that it's going to count.
You sure the fuck make them count.
Well, I always look for that, my 2 frame rails to their 1, and it works out 100% of the time.
Well, we don't want to burn up a whole bunch of your time. We appreciate you getting on here.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Mr. Austin, we appreciate you, man. We will definitely catch up with you before Spring X next year, just to kind of feel you out a little bit, just to make sure that you're on that solid line, and I'll pick Adam's brain a little bit too for what he's got left of it, just to make sure that your spot is saved, sir. That's kind of what I'm getting at. So,
all right.
Blast to watch you run, dude. We appreciate you taking the time out. I'm going to let you get to the wife and the kids, and we will give you a shout, dude.
All right. Hey, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks,
later,
Austin.
man.
Yep, later.
Well, there he was.
That's a man.
He's really made a name for himself, at these big shows these last couple of years. Just like he said, maybe not the winning aspect of it, but driving hard. The sport's made up of several different styles of driving. He is really a mix of the wide open, but he's very strategic in where he's putting them when he's running wide open. So he's that hard driving style, that crazy driver that we like watching, but very meticulous in how he's doing it.
And there's not a lot of them. I mean, we know a lot of guys who are real hard drivers. A lot of times we'll overdrive a little bit.
Well, and he touched on it a little bit. I'd really like to sit down with him.
Yeah.
That way we could, because we could waste a whole episode on talking about his drive style. Because what people, I don't know if they understand what we're looking at or what we're talking about whenever we say that stuff. I know a lot of the drivers do, but I don't know if the fans do or not. You've got people, and I'm not calling them out by any means, but PJ, that dude he doesn't have to find a shot to make a shot, if that makes sense.
He sees a shot and he don't really give a fuck where it's at.
He is going from one end of the track to the other. And as long as that fucking car is sitting down there, he don't care if it's sideways, front, back, whatever. He's going to take the shot.
Yep. Even if the roof sign is the only thing that he can see.
Yes, he's going for it. And I'm not saying that's bad. I love watching that shit. And that shit is paid off for him. He's cashing checks over that. But, I mean, hell, we will get PJ on here and we'll talk to him about that. If it is between making the shot or, say, him hitting the passenger door, like, if that's the only thing he can get to make this, he's going to fucking do it.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas to what Austin just said, he will not hit that cage.
Yep.
Because he's wanting to completely eliminate the car. He's wanting to use that one crazy badass shot to completely disable the car.
Yes.
Whereas PJ is wanting to make sure that fucking crowd is sitting on the edge of their seat. Where's he going next?
Yeah.
And drivers the same way. They're waiting. They're like, where in the fuck's PJ at? Like, I can't see him right now.
He's parked on that dude's fucking roof. That's where he's at.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's. I'm not saying he's not meticulous. I'm just saying he don't give a fuck. Whereas Austin himself just said, "Hey, these are the shots I'm looking for. This is the ones I'm taking." Because if the car's sitting down there, the front end's buried, PJ's gonna take it.
Yeah.
And a lot of those hard drivers will, like Austin Johnson, like there was no method to his madness at Whiskey City. It was fucking wide open. I'm going to hit something. As long as it wasn't the driver's door, he was fucking there.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, you take Dalen and Cody, which they're running those hard fucking cars. Wherever they can get that shot, they're going to fucking take it.
Yes.
Alan Brown's pretty good on the meticulous side of the hard-hitting shit.
Yep.
Again, not taken away from Dalen or Cody, but if they can see a badass shot, they're on it.
Get it, yeah.
Whereas we watched it at Whiskey City, Alan Brown, he'd back up. Could he have smoked the rear quarter in a car?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
100%.
yes.
But he knew if he sat there for a second, that dude was going to move around a minute, and he was going to get to lay one on a frame rail.
Yep. Yeah.
Or get to hit a wheel, you know. Both driving styles are fucking killer. I love both sides of that. They're just different.
Mm-hmm. Because we say it all the time. The people that we talked about right there in just that 2 minutes, sandbagging is null and voided. We've always said that there's a difference between driving and bagging. These guys, none of those guys that we just talked about, I don't think have bagged in their life. That's something that crowd wants to see. That's something what those promoters want to see. Us as fans, other drivers, that's what you just want to see. Wide open, calculated, get it on, and it's always a great show to watch.
Yes.
Somebody asked me at Spring X whose Austin Motor Builder was. I think it's Begley Performance, somewhere over in Illinois. Guys, if you want to go and listen, you don't even have to watch it. You can listen to it on Derby Tees and watch the replay, and you will know exactly who is standing on it and who's not. I just hope he gets the clutch issue solved. Clutch fork, clutch shifter, because I think if he would ever get that straightened out, I don't know what he would be able to do. So,
well, like I said, we just heard him there, just him being rammy on that tranny deal. Shit happens.
yeah.
Get in the fucking moment.
And how many times have we said it? It takes a special type of person to do that anyways, whether it's 3-speed, 4-speed, 5 speeds. Once you add another pedal in there, and then got to remember.
My brain doesn't work fast enough.
Correct.
I'm like, I don't even know where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Somehow I've split these and I'm in 10. I don't know what the fuck is that. It's like a goddamn Fast and Furious race. He's shifted 72 fucking times.
42 speed. 42 speed. But yeah, I mean, it's just cool to watch dudes like that drive. Austin and Adam and Craig and Todd and Whitaker drove a lot like that.
Shit, I'm telling you.
It is. But this is probably going to be the last time that we will talk on Spring X for this year.
Yep. Stamp.
Killer show, dude. Killer fucking show. We got some good shit coming up though.
We do.
We got some really good stuff. You just stamped it. So,
Yep.
Spring X is knocked in the head.
Got some local shit coming up this weekend.
Palmyra.
Yep.
And then I think Higbee is
It's
one
the
day this.
20th,
Yep, one day this week or this month.
Yeah.
And then I think we get a little hiatus for a week with I don't think any derbies around that Memorial Day.
I'm not 100%, but I think fucking Kennett's Derby's this weekend too.
Ooh.
And that's a bad bitch.
Yeah, and I know that's. Man, I've been wanting to get down
I'm
there
going to go down there one of these days.
because he's got a second one in the fall.
Yep.
Doesn't he?
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks like Kennett's this weekend. Palmyra. Looks like CDP's got one in Richmond as well.
The only good thing about that is those are a long ways apart from each other.
All of them.
Yeah, nobody's had to worry about stepping on toes or any of that stuff when it comes to scheduling time. We're going to get Memorial Weekend off. Probably still won't be a relaxing weekend. I mean, that's just kind of normal because we will load up, or at least I will load up Your work schedule, you might not be loading up the same time as us.
That's gonna piss me off.
We're gonna
Been
go.
talking about this shit for a year.
Yes, yeah, we're gonna go and partake in Border Wars.
I'm gonna be really, really frustrated if I don't get to take a car.
Yeah. Yeah. Airbnb has got. We did do it the smart way there. I didn't know the size of Stanton, Nebraska. I've never been up there.
No.
I do know it says there's no hotels available in that town. So you go, I think, 10 or 12 miles to the next little town, and they've got some Airbnbs, they got some hotels. I say little town, hell, some bitch could be 15,000 people, I'm not sure.
Right.
But we're going to hang out with the Nebraska boys for a few days,
Yep.
watch a killer show. We're still going to
I
talk.
will fucking be there at some point.
Could it be like midnight, Friday
You never
night?
know, but I will fucking show up. I will be there.
But we got another killer one the same weekend, dudes.
Yeah. Pecatonica, dude. I wanted to go to Pecatonica. I wanted to run Pecatonica. Shit, it just... Shit doesn't always work out. You know that. I mean, those shows fill up so fucking fast.
Yes.
It is what it is. I feel like this is probably not the last year that show happens.
I don't think so.
I'll probably have an opportunity to do that if I want to.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue for a little bit.
Sam, Ultimate Derby, the dudes will do a fucking killer job. I guarantee it's a bang-ass show.
Yep.
That motherfucker will be wild. The format's a little different there, so you're going to get to see a lot different driving at Peck than you did at Whiskey City.
Mm-hmm.
But don't let that deter a person
Oh, no.
from watching. Because regardless of how wild it gets in the heats, it's going to get real fucking wild at the end of it.
Oh, yeah. Sam did do a video just the other day.
Oh, yeah. Everybody needs to be following that shit, by the way.
Yeah.
Get on Facebook. Like, even if you're not driving in it, you need to go watch it.
Yes.
Because it's full of information. Their teaser videos are fucking great.
Yep. He actually, Mad Dogs get to go to the feature.
Yep.
But usually, especially with like a DI show, when Tori Shooty had it, Mad Dog would get stopped. They would stop, pull them out.
Right.
Okay. They're not doing that.
Nope.
You can get that Mad Dog, but you're going to run it down.
Oh, yeah. Which is something a little different, man. I like seeing that shit, though.
There's a time limit on every heat.
Which is going to light a fire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure his comment was, if we're not done in that allotted time frame, none of you get to go to the feature. So that is that next level pushing the pace.
None of that baby back fucking bagging bullshit.
Yep. Yeah. The guys do have some incentives. Getting through tech. They can't have any plates. They get through tech the first time, they get 2 plates. I believe if you got a Mad Dog, you get another 1 or 2 plates. So there's incentives in there to go out
And that's what it takes to make a show run like that.
get serious.
So that's always going to be fucking killer. You can bet your ass as soon as we get home, we will be renting that shit
Yep.
and watching it.
Yeah.
Because how are we supposed to bring you as the consumer?
Knowledge.
How are we supposed to spoon feed you knowledge if we don't have it?
It's that knowledge factor.
I'm just telling you, I've been explaining that shit to my wife for a year now. And she's starting to think I'm completely full of shit that I just want to rent the Derby and watch. I'm like, babe, there is 30 people a week that are dependent on me to tell them how this Derby that they've already watched win.
Yes.
Fuck, man. Like, how hard is that to get through your head? There is people in Ethiopia that need to hear me talk about these derbies. The fucking Indonesia needs Steven.
Oh, my.
Fucking doing it for Mother Russia.
Striker. the real hard part is that a lot of these guys, you know, if they're not running, and they're not in the shop building, that's their family get caught up on time. We don't really get that.
Right.
So the foot was on the other shoe. Yes, I said that way backwards on purpose.
Strike that reverse.
Yes. If the foot was on the other shoe, there's times when I don't get to watch a derby. There's times you don't get to watch a derby. You know, so, and then you're like, man, I'll rent it when I get home. By the time you get home, you get unpacked, you get your shit, and you take a shower, and you're like, oh, I got to go to work in the morning. And then work happens, and then life happens. So even if you don't get a chance to watch it, 5 a.m. on Thursday, guys can listen to it on the work.
Shit up in about an hour.
Yes.
Hour and a half. So we do that for you. I mean, I hate watching all these fucking derbies, man. I hate drinking beer, and then I hate coming in here in this little room and drinking more beer and recapping this shit. It's terrible. I don't think you all know what I go through.
No, it's excruciating.
It is. I mean, it is. You know, it ain't much,
but it's honest work. So, guys, if you haven't hit any of your local stuff, whether it's in the state of
Washington, for sure.
I don't give a shit if it's in Canada, Washington, Texas, Arkansas, Pennsylvania,
Ethiopia, Indonesia.
I wonder if they derby there.
The camels.
Oh shit.
Other exotic animals.
Camel to a donkey or something like that. Zebra.
That's a zonkey. That is a fucking zombie.
Man, support the local guys. Support your local drivers, your local promoters. We've been on the promotional side, and it's not an easy game. It's a rough game. It makes you get in your feelings. It makes you get into your emotions. So bear with these guys when you go to a show and it's not running completely perfect as you think it's going to be or needs to be. So just bad boys, you know, just a woo-saw and just roll with it. They're doing everything they can do for you. So, and then when they get to that level of done with it, they're going to tell you they're done with it, and then they're going to roll on and go about their business.
So, how do we want to wrap this one up?
Well, we'd like to thank Adam for bringing Austin on board.
Right. Yeah, because Adam was being kind of a little bitch about it.
Well, his exact words were, I sucked. But no, we want to...
His exact words were what?
I sucked. That was his exact words. I sucked. Don't get me on. Wait until I do something good. That was Adam's exact words.
Well, I was hoping that you were going to bring this up because there was something I wanted to talk about that happened over the weekend. And I know he's going to kick me the dick over this. But you remember that time Chody was picking on that fucking concrete block?
I don't know what the block said to him.
Okay, hold on. Now, I get. I mean, shit. Pimps fuck up too. You know, I get it. Little Money Mike situation going on here. Pimp down, pimp in distress.
Oh shit.
Okay, so
yeah, he's gonna kick you dead square in the dick.
Okay, so like I get it. You know, this shit happens. But I was watching the fucking live feed on this. And he hits that fucking wall. And the announcer or the commentary on the video, they fucking giggled immediately. And they didn't like full on laugh at him because like they're not supposed to.
Oh yeah.
But he hit that motherfucker and they went, oh. And then his dad on Facebook just posted a fucking booster seat. Did you see the fucking TikTok?
No.
Oh, fuck me. So it's got a video of him hitting a block, and then it shoots straight to the scene from Django, where it goes, I can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't ask me or mine. Shit.
If anybody knows who we're talking about, Cody is vertically challenged. Little Chody. So you put him in a mod car anyways, that's coming up. He can't hardly see over it before it was coming up. So just pay attention to it. And, yeah, I just did feel sorry for the concrete because it did break a chunk out of that son of a bitch.
Car's hard. I mean,
it's concrete hard, you know. But we're going to hit it. I mean, this was the redo derby at Davenport. PJ Snarr got another dub, and then he tried to take the softwood off of his shop today.
He was like, kids, height.
All the roof signs that he has fucked up in the last couple of years, I think it's all karma coming back because his roof sign was actually what took out the soffit.
I just got a Snapchat from Adam, and it said, slap that bald fucker in the nuts. Now, Adam, I'm recording this as we say. As soon as we stop recording, I'll get up and smack him right in the dick.
Yeah, so that is the first recorded Snapchat known as we speak over the microphones. So, I'm ready to get over to them guys. I'm ready to get to PJ.
Yeah. I got a gun that I wanted to take to whenever we go to Adam's. And I'm gonna be like, here, make this cool.
He's got the cool factor on that shit. You just send me a bill. Local stuff. Hit it up.
Yep.
Finish your cars. Do whatever you got to do.
We're gonna have to go to one of these local motherfuckers because I've got a car that the motor needs to come out of.
Yes, it does.
So we're gonna have to do that here pretty quick. I need to tighten some U-bolts up, slap a couple plates on, and send that motherfucker.
Finish it. Finish it.
Get over here.
You know, so still big stuff coming up, and we're talking a month.
Yeah. Yeah, this month is actually fucking mild compared to what's coming in June.
Yep. Yeah. Starting the first weekend of June all the way through, and I mean it goes till September pretty much. It looks like there's still some mayhem spots open in the bone stock.
Fuck, RCR's coming up.
RCR is this weekend. This will launch Thursday, and they start Friday.
This is Mother's Day weekend, right?
No, that's next weekend.
Okay.
RCR is the 6th and the 7th.
Yeah.
Toast Promotions, Henry, Illinois.
That'll be a good motherfucker,
yeah,
too.
Yeah, well.
I want to take a stock car. It's got too much shit going on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's called life and jobs and work and shit.
If somebody would just give me a bunch of money. Or if I could figure out how to get paid and not do a fucking thing but what I wanted to, I'd be golden.
We haven't figured that spot out yet.
I should have married a fat girl with a bunch of money. That's all I can say. Because I would rather cry in a Ferrari than smile on a bike.
Yeah, it's...
Right now I'm just smiling on a bike.
Yeah. Pedals. With training wheels.
Oh, yeah. I tell kids all the time, I'm like, you need to marry for money. Anybody that says money won't buy happiness is full of shit. I've never seen anybody crying on a jet ski.
Or pontoon.
There you go.
Helicopters. So.
That's my life advice for the week.
Is that your final words for this episode?
That is it.
And it is?
Done.
Make junk, boys.